Yeah, this is case number 233 on the calendar in the matter of Ali versus Dugan. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Ali, it is your claim that you and a boyfriend were at defendant's club and you were, without provocation, assaulted by an employee of his. And the defendant's position is that you were intoxicated and that any injuries that you sustained as a result of your own intoxication. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. When were you at his club?
On May 9th of this year.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
And what do you do?
I go to school and I do customer service.
What school do you go to?
OSU.
What is that?
Ohio State.
You a full-time student?
Part-time.
And you work part-time or full-time?
Part-time.
Who's your boyfriend? Is he here?
He's right there.
How old is he?
He's 22.
Does he go to school also?
Yes.
Now, on the 9th of May, who were you at this club with?
I was with him.
Just the two
with my
of you?
boyfriend. Just two of us.
Had you been to this club before?
I've been there once before.
What time did you arrive there?
I arrived there about 11:40.
Where had you been before that evening?
Before that evening, I've been to the movies.
With your boyfriend?
Yes.
And from the movies, you went to the club?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
Okay, at the time when we got there, we were just having fun, just around there. And then it got about 2 o'clock. It was time for everybody to go home. And we were about to leave. And then one of the security guards, he was going to open the back door for us to leave. And all of a sudden, I heard another security guard yelling behind us. He came and he said, "I know you two heard me calling you back there. Why are you ignoring me?" And my boyfriend nicely said that, "I'm sorry we didn't hear you, but we are leaving right now." And then he said, "No, you can't go because I know you were ignoring me and you need to tell me why you were ignoring me." And then he grabbed my arm. And when he grabbed my arm, I yanked my arm off him and told him, "Please don't ever touch me again." And as soon as I said that, he must have got mad and he grabbed both of us and just pushed us against the wall real hard.
Shh, don't say anything.
When he pushes against the wall real hard, like it hurt my back. And then all of a sudden it happened so fast that he hit me and I must have dropped because I don't remember exactly what happened. I heard noises, but I couldn't see. I remember my boyfriend grabbing me. When he grabbed me, we were pushed out from the back door. And then we heard all noises, and I heard my boyfriend call the police and the ambulance for me. And then when the cops arrived, he asked us what happened. And when my boyfriend tried...
Can I see the police report?
Sure.
Is the security guard still in your employ?
No, ma'am, he's not.
What's his name?
I know him as Big Ant.
Big Ant?
Yes.
How long did he work for you?
It's perhaps a year or so.
Well, Mr. Dugan, you pay your employees on the books?
Sometimes.
Did you pay Big Ant on the books or off the books? Look at me.
Yes, ma'am.
On the books or off the books?
He was paid cash at the end of every night. I do not know if he reported it.
Well, I'm just asking you because if you paid him on the books, then you'd have to have a name other than Big Ant.
Yes, ma'am.
You thought this was going to be easy?
No, ma'am.
It's not going to be easy.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you weren't there that night.
No, I wasn't.
And you don't know what happened. Hopefully...
I was home with my pregnant wife, who was 2 weeks away from giving birth, ma'am.
Listen, they're good for you.
Thank you.
And I hope everything turned out okay. But right now you have this gentleman who I assume wants to tell me what he saw because he was there that night. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be up there in a second. I want you to make sure you got it all straight in your head. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any other reports that you have?
No, ma'am. I have some pictures of the incident that
I would like
happened
to see
my
them.
eye.
You were treated at the hospital for
My eye.
You had a laceration under your eye. According to the police, somebody socked you in the eye.
Right.
Is that the only injury that you sustained?
Yes.
Tell me your name.
Troy Jones.
On what date did Big Ant terminate your employ?
As of that night. Not heard from him since.
When you say as of that night, is that because he didn't return to work on the 10th? Or because you told him not to return to work on the 10th?
He left before the police arrived, or when the police arrived.
And you know that from this gentleman?
He and other employees.
Why did Big Ant take off?
Have no idea, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Jones, how long have you been in Mr. Dugan's employ?
On and off for about 5 years.
In what capacity?
I work with the bands that work there on a particular night, specifically Sunday nights.
What do you mean you work with the bands?
I'm also a member of the band also.
How many hours were you working that night?
I usually arrive at the club early, about 8 o'clock, and then the band usually starts performing anywhere between 10:30 and 11 o'clock at night.
When you're playing with the band, do you have any alcohol?
No, I don't drink at all.
Tell me what you observed on the 9th of May.
At around 2:15, we're between 2:15 and 2:30, we asked that security start having people leave the bar because by law, everybody has to be out of the bar by 2:30. Also, what happens is the bar staff will not count any money until all the patrons are out of the bar. Well, they were walking the other direction.
They were walking in what direction?
Toward the side door, which is basically like an emergency exit. Big Ant is telling them, hey, you gotta go out. We have to leave now. You have to go this way. Well, he said it 5 or 6 times. By the time he gets up to them, they get together. Some words were exchanged. I don't know exactly what was said, but all I know is I seen a hand come up, which looked like a female hand. He was scratched, and there was a ruckus in between her and her boyfriend and Big Ant. And it wasn't a punch, it was more or less like an open hand smack like that. But he's a big guy, so it may have caused some damage. But it looked like she attacked him first.
Well,
That's a lie.
No, that's
you
not
didn't,
true,
you,
Your
but
Honor.
Mr. Jones, you didn't actually see that.
Yes, I did. From where I was standing, what I could see, yeah.
Where you were standing, what you can see. Now, you're equivocating. The one thing you didn't equivocate about was you saw Big Ant hit her. It looked like with an open hand somewhere around her face. That you said you saw.
Yes.
Well, an open hand doesn't cause this kind of damage.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I saw what appeared to be a female hand. Of necessity, it would have to be the plaintiff, unless her boyfriend has feminine hands.
And later today,
Well, when you pulled it off, madam, you scratched the paint.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did!
No, I didn't.
Listen to me. Yes, you did. That's why I'm here and you're there.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sarah Ali says she was punched in the face at Dan Dugan's nightclub. Sarah says the culprit was one of Dan's bouncers.
Okay, let's go back to what you saw at the beginning. You said that you saw what appeared to be a female hand. Is that what you told me?
Yeah, going up like this, coming down at him.
Well, how many females were standing there, Mr. Jones?
It was only one.
So describe what a female hand looks like, Mr. Jones.
Well, I mean, a female hand is not nearly as big as a man's hand in most cases, is what I think. I could be
So
wrong.
there were 3 people there.
Right,
Is that right? Big Ant, this young lady, and her boyfriend.
right.
So when you say to me, I saw what appeared to be a female hand, of necessity, it would have to be the plaintiff, unless her boyfriend has feminine hands. Is that right, Mr. Jones?
Could be, could not be.
Well, I mean, by a process of elimination, if there are 3 people standing there, unless, according to you, Big Ant scratched himself, sir, it would have to be one of the other 2 people,
Right,
right?
yes.
I'm having too much fun. Now, did you wait around for the police to arrive, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I was still there.
Did you observe the ambulance?
I seen the ambulance pull up, yes.
So you knew that the police were treating this as a serious incident.
Yes.
Is that right?
Well, if they were called, yes.
And if they were treating this as a serious incident, clearly they were treating this young lady as the victim.
Right.
And certainly, based upon what you told me, you observed that this young lady was the aggressor in this incident. Is that right?
Yes, they both were.
No, you didn't say both. I said who was the aggressor. Based upon what you told me, she was the aggressor. Is that right? And you would want to be a good citizen. You are a good citizen, aren't you, Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you explain to me how the police report is silent with regard to your statement to the police that she was the aggressor and scratched him?
No policeman ever came and talked to me.
Well, do you think that the police have some sort of crystal ball? If you have information that this employee of the club that you know for a year was the real victim, and there were a lot of people there, you think it's a good idea to go up to the police and say, listen, I saw the whole thing. She scratched him first. Look at his face. Well, the police report doesn't say anything about Big Ant having any scratches on his face.
Well, he wasn't there to make a report.
even more of a reason for someone who witnessed the whole process to go up to the police and say, listen, the guy took off, but he was really not responsible. She was responsible. She assaulted him. Isn't that right, Mr. Jones?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Can I make one statement?
Anything else you want to say to me, Mr. Dugan?
I don't think so. You're
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $3,000. That's all.
Apologize to you. You may step out.
Had you contacted me, I would have helped you. And I'm really
Sir,
sorry
I
what
did.
happened to you.
Out the
I
back door
did.
to
I'm
your
really
right.
sorry what happened.
Out the back.
Okay.
Right here for a second.
I'm going. Thank you. Thank all of you. Have a good life. She rendered her decision as she saw fit. That's her job.
I think I got what I deserved.
I'm happy with the judgment, but they need some regulations in that club.
As I was leaving, this security guard comes out of nowhere and picks on us for some reason.
They said that a woman was punched by a bouncer when she refused to leave.
I tried calling the club many times.
They want to come and have a nice time and behave themselves and leave when it's time to leave? Great.
I never went back there after that happened, and I don't intend to go back.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Villapudua versus Contreras. Step forward.
22-year-old Lorena Villapudua is suing her boyfriend's ex, 24-year-old Magdalena Contreras, for vandalizing her car. Lorena claims Magdalena ripped off the license plate frame.
According to your complaint, the defendant, Ms. Contreras, is your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
Correct.
They also have a child together.
Right.
How old is that child?
He's 6.
Are you pregnant again?
Yes.
Whose baby is that?
My fiance.
You live together?
Yes.
You only have one child?
Little Rudy, and then this one that's coming on the way.
Okay. According to your complaint, you and your fiance were at an open school night at Rudy's school.
Right.
The defendant was there with her mother.
Yes.
There was some sort of an argument that took place, and after that, Ms. Contreras vandalized your car.
Yes, because she was upset with him.
Ms. Contreras says she didn't do as much as you said she did, just did a little. Is that your defense?
Yes.
Ms. Contreras, that's almost like being a little bit pregnant. It doesn't happen.
Lorena Villapudua says her boyfriend's ex, Magdalena Contreras, vandalized her car. Magdalena claims Lorena provoked her.
Now, I'm going to go to Ms. Contreras because Ms. Contreras doesn't seem to object and seems to acknowledge the fact that she did put her hands on your car. So I'm going to ask her to tell me why.
Because my ex, Rudy, was supposed to take our
This
son.
Rudy?
Yes. He was supposed to take our son to open house, which he didn't. And
Okay. So it was an open school night and Rudy was with his father?
yes,
For how long?
it's joint custody, so every other week he's with his dad.
So he had him for the week?
Yes.
Okay, so he didn't bring him to open school night.
Yeah, he didn't.
So?
So I got upset and I started asking him, why didn't he bring our son? And he said our son would rather be with his grandpa. And I just got upset and I started yelling at him.
In the school?
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
Because I was upset. I was hurt that he didn't take our son.
Control yourself. You were making a scene in the school?
Yes.
Well, that's stupid.
I know it's stupid.
Didn't your mother tell you to shut up?
Yeah, she did tell me to shut up, but I didn't
Good
listen to
for
her.
you.
No, she didn't.
Good for you.
She did not.
Shh. Am I the kind of person who needs help from you?
No.
So you created a scene in your son's school, which of course left everybody, including the teachers, the administration, the other parents, with the idea that this child comes from a home where they're not going to let their kids go and visit, certainly, because his mother doesn't know how to control herself.
Well, I was very hurt that he didn't take our son. Our son was
Get over it.
all happy that he was going to go.
Get over it. Did the court grant you joint custody?
Yes.
The court granted you joint custody, then the court clearly had to say, I think that both of these parents are responsible enough to take care of this child an equal amount of time, that they're two good parents, and they made a judgment that he was as good a parent as you were. So that if he's with his father and his father decides not to bring him to open school night, that's none of your business. So let's move on from there. So you got angry, making a scene in the school in front of other people. Then what did you do?
We went into the classroom. The teacher started talking to us, and she was showing us.
Were you behaving at this point?
Yeah.
Good. And?
And then I just went to his desk and got his little picture. And then me and my mom took off. And then I seen Lorena's car. and I recognized it, and I just broke off her license plate holder. That's all I did to it. I didn't scratch it or anything else.
Well, tell me exactly the steps that you took. You saw her car while you were driving in your car?
No, I
Or
was
were you
walking to my car.
Okay. You were walking to your car, you saw her car. So you had to bend down. Did you take off the back license plate or the front?
The back, just the holder.
And what did you do with it?
I broke it off, and then I was going to leave it on her window, but I didn't, so I just took off with it.
Can I see photographs of the damage to the car, please?
Yes, you may. I also have a police report,
I'd like to see that, too.
and it has a witness, a 13-year-old girl that was standing out near the car.
Well, when you pulled it off, madam, you scratched the paint.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did!
No, I didn't. I didn't
Listen
scratch
to
her
me.
car.
Listen to me. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's why I'm here and you're there.
I didn't scratch her car.
That's why I'm here and you're there.
Your Honor, I seen it.
Just a second. Say nothing. You still have to share custody of this child, I assume.
Yes.
So, she can get mad at me, I don't care. As a matter of fact, I rather like it. You were driving the white truck?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said to your daughter, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Exactly. What did you say to this idiot when she got back into the car?
I told her that, why did you do that? It was uncalled for.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You have an estimate?
I do.
I didn't scratch her car when I broke that off. There's no way that I scratched her car.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Go ahead.
The license plate frame is screwed on.
I know what she did. She
can't-
pulled it off. She went like this in order to get it off, and in doing so, she scratched the car with the license plate. That's what she did. And she keeps saying, I just took off the frame. When you went over to take off the frame, genius, did you have with you a pliers?
No.
You had your hands?
Yes.
So you had to pull it. It was screwed on. When you pulled it, in order to get it off, and you were jiggling it, you scratched around the car. Do you get it?
I didn't scratch her car.
Oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. Listen, do me a favor. You know, she's pregnant now. When she's finished, discuss birth control with her. It's really a shame that we're continuing this. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $618. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it went well, and hopefully she learns her lesson.
I didn't agree with it.
Just because she's angry, she can't damage other people's property.
I didn't scratch her car.
The license plate was pulled off, but the damage awarded was, I think, too large of an amount.
Maybe I'll teach her lessons.
year-old private investigator Catherine Harrison is suing her ex-boyfriend, Claude Johnson, for his share of a vacation and an assault.
All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 165 on the calendar in the matter of Harrison versus Johnson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat.
Miss Harrison, you and Mr. Johnson had a relationship that is now over.
Correct.
According to your complaint, some time ago you took a vacation together. You were supposed to split the cost of the vacation, and he still owes you for some of that bill. In addition, after you separated, there was some altercation involving Mr. Johnson, and you claim he assaulted you. You want to be compensated for your pain and suffering as a result of the assault. Mr. Johnson says what was left over from the vacation was a gift, because you said that you would take care of the extra expenses, and that he never assaulted you. As a matter of fact, it was quite the other way around. So, when did this love affair start, and when did it terminate?
We had met in February of '04 while working together, and we had broken up this March.
And when was the vacation that you took?
In February of '05.
Where were you going?
I had purchased Lakers Piston tickets for him for Christmas, so we had went to Detroit, we had watched the game, and we had agreed before we left, everything would be 50-50.
Were you living together at the time?
Yes, we were. So we had went to Detroit, and then we had went to Canada for a few days after that.
Well, is it the Detroit trip or the Canada trip that he owes you for?
It's a combination of all of it. There's actually, the total trip balance was $1,468. Therefore, his half of that would have been $734, which he's paid $354.50 and owes $379.50 as the remainder.
So let's take care of that first. Yes.
She's not telling the truth. I was told that, we would go to the game. She said she's going to buy me the tickets. I'm like, okay. She's talking about she wants to go to Canada to go gamble. I'm like, I don't have the money to go gamble in Canada. I really don't want to go. She says, well, we'll put it on my credit card. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. So I'm like, okay, let's go. I agreed to pay her money for the trip to Detroit, at the game and everything. But then,
Well, how much was that part of the trip, Mr. Johnson?
Well, the tickets were free. She bought
No,
them.
no. Listen to me.
Okay.
How much was your half of the trip to Detroit?
I really don't know. I paid for the hotel, drinks, food, stuff like that.
No, just a second.
Okay.
Was that all put on her credit card?
Well, I gave her the cash. I don't know if she paid with her credit card or whatever. That's on her.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I have receipts, credit card statements, bank statements from all of the money that was spent. Definitely.
How much was spent from Detroit? I'm just curious.
From Detroit, we've got a charge of $64.59 in the hotel, and then he had bought some drinks at the game itself. That was
well,
all
that's a small amount of money. Is that the only bill from Detroit?
That's the only bill from Detroit.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's paid.
Just a second.
He's paid $354.
Just a second.
Okay.
When I say just a second, that means you have to stop. The only two bills from Detroit were a $65 bill from a hotel and a couple of drinks.
Yes.
Is that right?
I guess, according to her bank statements. I don't
Then
know.
what did you give her $354 for, sir?
I don't recall how much money I gave her. We had other things going at the time, so, like it gets really complicated.
I'm going to uncomplicate it. You owe $379.50 for the rest of the vacation you took together. You did go, and if you didn't want to go, you should have said, if you want to go to Canada, go alone.
But it was.
Do you both? I'm speaking. Did you go to Canada?
Yeah, it was a gift on her.
I'm speaking. I just answer my question.
Okay.
Don't volunteer anything unless I ask you to volunteer, which will be never. Did you go to Canada?
Yes, I did.
Did you sleep in a hotel?
Yes, I did.
Did you eat food?
Yes.
You owe a $379.50.
Oh, man.
Now let's get to the assault. You broke up in March of 2005, and when do you allege this assault took place?
June 13th.
Tell me about it.
I had went over to the apartment which we previously had shared together to talk about some previous matters that were unhandled.
What?
It was money for rent that was due after I'd moved out that he had not paid, and then I in turn had to pay.
Well, what was your agreement as far as moving out and continuing to pay the rent?
The agreement was that he was going to take care of the rent since he did not wish to leave the apartment, which I would have, stayed if he would have left and taken care of everything myself.
Okay.
Anyhow, he had moved in some roommates as well.
So you went over there because you were held responsible for what month's rent?
For the month of June, as well as the first 2 months we had lived there were half price, so they violated the lease that we had owed that money to. It was $1,300 that I had to pay.
Why did you pay it?
Well, I was buying a house, and I could not have that eviction on my credit if it was not
Were you
paid.
evicted from that apartment?
No.
Did you stay to the end of the lease?
No. The lease still isn't up yet.
All right. So in June, you went to see him about some money that you thought he owed you.
Well, I had went over, and he was actually outside already, so we had just come up to the car. So we were talking through the window.
It's not true. She's lying.
Have you ever been in court before,
No,
Mr.
I have
Johnson?
not. No.
Since you have not, I'm going to give you a kindergarten course about court, especially mine. One party testifies, I ask questions. When she's finished testifying, you will be given an opportunity to testify.
Okay.
We don't shout out. This is not a discotheque. This is not a give and take. This is an organized, orderly process. Do we understand each other, sir?
Yes.
I don't have to explain this to you again, do I?
No.
Good. Keep going.
Okay, so he was speaking to me through the window of the car, and he was under the assumption that he thought I had taken money from him earlier that morning when I went to get my mail. So he kept bringing that up, well, I don't care about all this money. Where's my $14? So he reaches in the car, takes my purse. I grab a hold of it before he gets it completely across me because I had it right here at my side. So when I wouldn't let go, he starts hitting me in my chest. And so in turn, I would let go of the purse. So I got out of the car and, I was asking him, can I have my purse back, whatever. And he's pushing me and shoving me, pushing me, back from him. So, he goes into the house and gets away from the situation. So immediately I had dialed 911 to, reach the police. And they went to the door, and got him outside and talked to him as well. I have the police run log as well.
I want to see a hospital record.
Okay, well, I didn't go to the hospital.
Doctor's report.
I didn't go to the doctor.
Get over it. whatever pushing and shoving was done over the pocketbook was no big deal. Don't make it into a big deal. Then I begin to doubt your veracity. We understand each other?
Sure.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Have you paid her back?
No. And as a
Well,
matter of
are
fact,
you on drugs?
No.
Then just answer me. I said if you paid her back. The answer is no. One no will be sufficient.
And later today,
Let him take the car so that he could go to school and look for a job. That's what you're supposed to do. You're his mother. How many children do you have?
I have 2.
Well, it seems to me this one is doing okay, which means that your mother probably did something right.
Yes, ma'am.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Harrison says ex-boyfriend Claude Johnson owes for a trip to Canada and for an assault.
Did you think that she took money from your house?
I know that she took money from my house.
And how do you know that, Mr. Johnson?
Well, I do have 2 roommates. My roommates were sleeping. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning when she came in my house. In the meantime, I had money on my table in my room.
$14.
$14, but it was all the money that I had at the time. So, it's like $1 million to me because it's all I had. Anyways, I go downstairs. I talk to her about whatever, the money situation, the rent, da-da-da. Okay, she says to me, how much money do you have? I'm like, well, not enough,
Well, you're living there. Why don't you have money for the rent,
well,
Mr. Johnson?
this is about, I have got money, like I said.
Listen to me, sir. Don't double talk me. It's June. Where's your rent money? You and your 2 sleeping roommates.
We had the rent money for the month, right? The thing is we were being charged extra money for the rent. Instead of being $600, we were being charged $1,200. In all reality, we were moving. She just didn't know it yet, so I wasn't going to give her anything, Now.
So you're going to stiff her on the landlord?
No. I was going to pay it. It's big. It's hard to explain it. It would take a long time. Anyway, let's get to the point. She goes upstairs. She says, I'm going to go look for some money.
Have you? And so she took your $14. You went upstairs. You didn't see your $14, so you figured it was in her purse. When she came back later, you went into the purse. Fine. Who paid the landlord the $1,200?
She did.
Have you paid her back?
No. No. And as a matter of fact...
Are you on drugs?
Huh?
Are you on drugs?
No.
Then just answer me. I asked you a simple question. I said if you paid her back. The answer is no. One no will be sufficient.
The answer is no. I shouldn't have to pay her back. Yeah.
Well, she didn't file a counterclaim. I'm just curious. Why didn't she ask for that money?
I was told I should handle that in the local Franklin County courts.
That's too bad. In any event, he owes you $379.50 for the vacation, which he agreed to pay for, and he did not completely pay for. I don't believe he assaulted you to any extent that requires compensation by a court. He was angry, but I don't believe he hurt you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $379.50. And Ms. Harrison, let me explain this to you. You should thank your lucky stars that you got out when you did.
Yes, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's an evil person. That's why. I don't know why she did it.
He said that he would have the means to pay me back.
She wanted to stay at the Hilton. She wanted to go all out.
That's just the way I roll.
After we broke up, in March, it turned into a loan.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cowan versus Cowan. Step forward.
Diane Cowan is suing her son, 23-year-old Kenneth Cowan Jr., for car payments and for stealing her tax refund from their shared bank account.
Mrs. Cowan, this is your son. Your lawsuit claims 2 things. First, that you had an arrangement with your son wherein he would use your car and make the payments on it while he was using it until he purchased his own car. You claim that with regard to that portion of your complaint, he did make some payments, didn't pay them all, and ultimately you sent somebody down, your fiancé?
Yes.
Down to pick up the car because he had moved to a different state. So you want him to pay some $1,000 that he should have paid on the car. Second part of your complaint, which I really believe, based upon what I read, is what you're complaining about. You just tacked on this car business later, is that you and your son shared a joint bank account. At some point, he withdrew $2,000 from that joint bank account, and he withdrew that money, which was from your tax refund, because you claimed him as a dependent for last year. And he says he's entitled to that money because he was going to file his own tax return as a single individual. But since you had already claimed him as a dependent, he couldn't claim himself. So he took the $2,000 because he said you weren't entitled to it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I correct, Ms. Cowan, that but for the withdrawal from the bank, we wouldn't be bothering with any money he might owe on the car?
No, we had made a verbal agreement, and I told him that once he took the vehicle to Texas, that he would be responsible for the payments.
Did you have that agreement with your mother?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Fine. At that time, were you going to school, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you also working?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you working full-time or part-time?
Part-time.
Who was supporting you?
I was on academic scholarship and receiving money from Pell Grants.
Did your mother send you any money?
She may have given me a total of $500.
Okay. Is it correct, Ms. Cowan, that for the year 2004, your son was basically self-supporting?
No.
Well, how did you support him?
Okay, by me being a disabled veteran, it took care of his 2 years of college.
Just a second.
Okay.
You're being a disabled veteran and the government picking up part of his tuition means that we supported him, not you. Is it true that he was either self-supporting or on scholarships and or Pell Grants that he's going to have to return?
Yeah, he was on Pell Grants, but I supported him as far as sending monies for groceries or if he ran short.
How much money did you send him for the year 2004?
I would say over $2,000.
Show me.
I don't have it as far as monetary value. Most of the time, I would always deposit it in my account because we shared account.
I have bank statements showing to where there were deposits made on the account, and these are the only cash deposits on the account are ones that I made.
How many times did you withdraw money from this account, Mr. Cowan?
Very rare, maybe once a semester, if that.
So this was primarily your bank account, that you used this bank account to pay your bills?
Yes.
Okay. You have a copy of your tax returns from last year, sir?
Yes, ma'am. My W-2s and my tax return.
So you had an adjusted gross income of a little over $5,600.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your statement, if I believed you, which I don't, at most you sent your son $2,000.
Right.
Then you are not entitled to claim him as a deduction because you didn't contribute more than 50% of his support. You were not entitled to claim him as a deduction.
Yes, but according to VA, if I had not claimed him as a dependent, then they would not have taken care of his bills. You know, I'm not a...
Just a second. Let us say that because of some regulation, you were required to claim him as a dependent, even though you did not contribute more than 50% of his support. Let's say that that's true. Then what you should have done was discuss it with your son and say, listen, for the purposes of the VA, so that you can continue to have all your classes covered or whatever percentage the VA covers, I have to claim you as a dependent, but I'm going to give you the $2,000. What would have been wrong with that?
Well, I agreed to that. And
so then why are you complaining that he took the $2,000 out of your account?
Because it was the procedures that he took. Now, he know normally there has not been a time that I have denied him of anything.
So you didn't like the fact that he did it in a sneaky way?
That's right.
Okay. She says she didn't like the idea that you were sneaky about it. Well, I think, Ms. Cowan, one of the reasons he might have been sneaky about it was because when he filed his tax returns, he filed them as an independent, and then he was told later that he was denied his refund because you had already claimed him as a dependent. Had your mother discussed the fact that she was going to claim you?
She had said she was going to try to claim me to recoup some money that I hadn't paid her on a car payment. She told this to my uncle.
Oh, well, I don't want to hear about the car payment. Listen to me, Ms. Cowan. As far as I'm concerned, you've got a son that's doing the right thing. If you had a car and you let him take the car so that he could go to school and look for a job, that's what you're supposed to do. You're his mother. How many children do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, well, it seems to me this one is doing okay, which means that your mother probably did something right.
Yes, ma'am.
Should have done the right thing. Shouldn't have made this situation so mucky. Ms. Cowan, irrespective of what he did, you're still his mother, and I sometimes wonder whether I would have, I don't have to wonder, I would not have pursued this matter in court. I would have said to him, it's not the right thing to do. What's your first name?
Kenneth.
It's not the right thing to do, Kenneth. You shouldn't have gone behind my back and taken the $2,000 out of the account. I was prepared to give it to you, but you shouldn't have just taken it. I'm not so sure that you were prepared to give it to him because, according to you, he owed you some money on this car nonsense. Can't tell you how many cars I bought my children. If you had not claimed your son as a dependent, What would have been your refund?
I would have gotten $1,913 from
And
that.
how much did you actually get?
$29.13.
Yes, sir.
When I asked my mother for her tax return, I was going to return whatever she didn't get for claiming me. She sent me a tax return that said she only got $300 for me, which was false.
But you got $1,000 for you.
Right.
Is that what you want, sir?
Yes.
Then you have to give your mother back $1,000 because you took out $2,000 from her account.
No, I was supposed to get $2,000 back, and I was
Listen to me. What your mother is saying is she was required by the VA to claim you as a dependent in order for you to get certain benefits. So, although if you filed for yourself as an independent, you would have gotten $2,000. If she didn't file for you as a dependent of hers, you wouldn't have gotten other benefits which far outweighed that $2,000. Are you following me?
Yes, ma'am.
So that you should not have taken out the $2,000 from the account because all she got, by virtue of her claiming you as a dependent, was an extra $1,000. So that's all you were entitled to. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of one.
29-year-old Autumn Decker and her son, 5-year-old Connor, are suing 44-year-old Marie Moore. Autumn says Marie's Malamute puppy bit Connor in the face.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 261 on the calendar in the matter of Decker versus Moore. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mrs. Decker, the defendant's dog bit your son on the face.
Yes.
The defendant does not deny that her dog bit your son, but her defense is that you failed to supervise your son, and that's really why he was bitten. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. When did this happen?
On September 9th,
Where were you?
we were at Riverside Park in Grand Rapids at a Indian powwow.
How large is this powwow? How many people attend the powwow?
A couple hundred.
Was it crowded?
Fairly.
What time did it happen?
Approximately between 3 and 3:30 in the afternoon.
Where was your son?
We had gotten back with food and he was about 5 feet behind me. We were sitting in the booth.
What booth?
My friend's stepfather owns a jewelry booth and then her mother has a candy booth and we were with them.
Who was watching your son?
He was amongst all the other kids.
How many other kids?
4.
You didn't see this attack?
No.
How old is he?
5.
Is he smart 5?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Connor.
Connor. Connor, would you come and sit up here for me? Because I can't see you over that high table.
Can you get up there?
Hi, Connor. Do you know who I am? You know my
Judge Judy.
Right. Do you know what my job is? Do you know that you're in a court? Do you know what happens in a court? Did your mom tell you?
No.
Well, let me tell you. In a court, 2 people have a disagreement, and I'm supposed to make a decision as to who's right and who's wrong. You understand that? So it's very important that the people who tell me things in court tell me only the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the truth is?
Yeah. People tell the truth.
Hopefully, they always tell the truth. Do you always tell the truth? Do you remember when you were at the powwow in Riverside Park? Remember that day? Do you remember the day you got bitten by the dog?
Yeah, it did.
It did what?
We were right here.
Do you remember what the dog looked like? Don't remember. That's maybe a good thing.
He does.
Was it a big dog or a little dog, Connor?
Big.
Did you go up to the dog to pet it?
Yeah.
And what happened when you went up to the dog to pet it?
Her asked me if I wanted to pet it, and I said yes. And
Who asked you?
the lady, and I said yeah, and I said it to pet it, and it bit me.
So the lady asked you if you wanted to pet it. Did any of the other children want to pet the dog?
Shane did, and it didn't bit him.
It didn't. Show me where the dog bit you, Connor.
Right here, and you can't really see that one.
Did the lady who had the dog help you after the dog bit you? Who came to help you?
My mom.
All right, Connor, you can go and sit down over there. Okay, what happened immediately after your son was bitten?
When I heard him scream, I got up. I had put my food down, turned around. Somebody was holding him. I don't know if it was the defendant or my friend's mother. I wasn't even paying attention. I immediately grabbed him. Somebody was handing me paper towel, and I was going for first aid. And I saw out of the corner of my eye the defendants headed towards the parking lot with the dog.
What kind of dog was it?
A white Malamute.
That's a pretty big dog.
Yes.
Connor went to the hospital?
Yes.
And what happened at the hospital?
We waited for approximately 5 hours, and then they sedated him and gave him 9 stitches in the face.
Did you have consultations with plastic surgeons with regard to the scar on his face?
They do not want to see him until the scars are at least 6 months old.
Now I'll hear your version of the story.
We were at the Indian powwow the 9th of September. My friend Wolfrunner and his wife had booths. There are thousands of people there. It's a very large Indian gathering.
So it's very crowded?
Very, very noisy, a lot of people coming and going. We were behind his booth. The 3 children that were together, my friend Wolfrunner introduced to me as his grandchildren, Connor being one of them, and the other boy being another, and there was one other. I don't know his name.
There were a lot of other dogs there?
Quite a few, on leashes, just like mine.
Mm-hmm.
We kept mine by the booth. The little boy, brother, had pet the dog. I was sitting right there. The dog was on his haunches, sitting. Not a problem. We were very careful. He is a big puppy. He's still a puppy.
How old is he?
He's a year and a half old. I have pictures.
I'd like to see the picture.
Okay. We were in back of the booths getting ready to say goodbye to my friends, Bonnie and Wolfrunner. The dog was sitting on his haunches. My friend Rick, my witness, had the dog by the leash. I had him by the collar. The little boy wanted to pet him. The dog never got up off his butt. He petted the dog's nose. My dog never growled, barked, nothing. I don't know what happened. He turned his head. The dog, within a second or less, grabbed his face. Rick had him down on the ground. I picked the little boy up. He was still standing. I called Bonnie, who I thought was his grandmother. That's who I was introduced to. And Bonnie came running out, and I handed the little boy to his mother, if that's who it was. And the dog was never loose nor anything.
I understand that.
Yeah.
There's no question that the dog was on a leash.
Right. And after the bite, Wolfrunner said, "Get the dog out of here. I don't know what agitated it. Get him out." I said, "Please let me know as soon as possible." And he said he would.
Okay. Step up, please. Tell me your name.
Richard Skyo.
Mr. Skyo, if you were to relate to me the events of that afternoon, would they be pretty much consistent with what the defendant had just told me?
Yes, ma'am.
So the little boy did absolutely nothing to the dog?
No.
The little boy came up, touched the dog on the nose. The dog did not flinch. He didn't torment the dog. He didn't spook the dog. And the dog, when he turned his face, the dog just went for him.
Mm-hmm. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Autumn Decker says her son, 5-year-old Connor, was bitten in the face by Marie Moore's dog.
It's not a difficult case.
No.
Here we have a situation where you have a child who's been injured by your dog. I don't even have to ask you whether your dog has bitten anybody else before.
No.
I assume not.
Never.
But the dog did bite this child.
Yes, he did.
And who should bear, first, the financial cost of the doctor's bills, et cetera, with regard to the dog? Clearly, you have to do that. You know, it's always difficult when you take a dog to a large gathering. I'm a dog owner, and I know that even my little dog gets a little nervous when they're around so many, she said hundreds, you said thousands of people. When you have a big dog that's around thousands of people and there are kids, you sometimes run the risk of your dog becoming more agitated than normal, more anxious than normal. So you are clearly responsible. I don't think that you're bad people. You did have your dog on a leash, but you're clearly responsible. I don't buy into this sometimes artificial statutory scheme which says that every dog is entitled to 1 bite before the owner's liable. In my view, which is, I believe, the common law view of this kind of situation, you have an innocent party and a guilty party. The guilty party had a dog, looks like a lovely animal, but certainly capable of doing damage, and did damage, and you're responsible, absolutely. Your request for judgment is for $3,000, which I assume includes your medical bills and whatever plastic surgery Connor is going to have to fix that scar on his face. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
she filed enough papers in our county that they came to my home and took my dog and killed him.
Any dog that bites, especially a child, should automatically be euthanized after the quarantine.
The lady asked me if I wanted to pet it, and I said, yeah, and I came up to pet it, and it bit me.
And now the next case.
All parties on Punterero versus Peach. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Corinne Punterero is suing her ex-roommate, 22-year-old student Rebecca Peach, for breaking a lease. Rebecca says she moved out because she needed gallbladder surgery.
Ms. Pontuero, according to your complaint, you and the defendant know each other from college, and you had decided to room together for this coming year.
Yes.
When did you sign the lease?
Last year.
What month?
I believe it was in April.
And at some time, about a month later, the defendant decided that she did not want to live with you, and you've had to move into this rental by yourself. You want her to pay her share of the year's rent.
Yes, it's a 3-bedroom apartment. There's me and one other housemate. And with her not living there, we're responsible for her rent. Our landlord is now taking us to court for her part of the rent. In the lease, it says that no matter what, you're jointly and severely responsible for fulfillment of the lease.
Severally, not severely, severally. Let me have the lease, please.
I have this from both years.
Okay. When did you change your mind?
I actually have an email I've written to Corinne. It's dated June 12th that states that I won't be coming.
It's dated what?
June 12th.
Okay, you changed your mind June 12th.
It wasn't so much changing my mind. I was very ill. Corinne and I were disagreeing with not a very good living environment for myself. And I have doctors, notes, everything. It was impossible for me to come back to school.
So then what did you do to try to get a new roommate?
With me being sick, it was hard.
What
That's
were you
why
sick with?
I had my gallbladder taken out 2 years ago. I vomit a lot. I throw up a lot. That's why I had written her the email to let her know that I won't be back, that I'm going to need help with this.
Let me see the email.
I have it highlighted where I said I wasn't going to be back.
You were all supposed to move in on the end of August. Is that right?
Yeah.
And according to this lease, the landlord wanted payments for the rent in 2 parts, $4,000 in the beginning of one semester, and then in the spring semester, another $4,000. The spring semester doesn't start until when? February, March?
January.
January. And what you're suing her for is really 1/3 of the entire lease. Is that right?
Yes.
I don't know about this vacuum cleaner and television set.
Your Honor, I also have an email dated June 12th also. She never said anything about being sick. She never gave me that reason.
We were fighting. I didn't feel the reason. I need to explain myself.
Well, it's a rather nasty email, and it seems to me a lot of other things going on other than just your former gallbladder condition, Ms. Peach. You had an obligation to try to locate a 3rd roommate to take over your obligation under the lease.
I understand that.
You have an obligation to what they call ameliorate your damages, which means you too have to make an effort to locate a 3rd roommate.
We posted these all around campus, and usually when everybody looks for an apartment, you sign the lease well ahead of time. Right now, everybody in school already has signed leases for their living arrangements next year. So finding a roommate now is next to impossible because everybody already has their apartment.
Well, at this point, yes, but probably not in June, and certainly not for the spring semester.
Well, we've been looking. We found
because
somebody...
situations change, so there is no way that I'm going to grant you an award for the entire amount of the rent that's due and owing, because the spring semester is a whole different scenario. Having had kids in school, I know that after a few months in college, situations change. And kids say, I don't like living with you, and I don't like living with you. I'm going to look for a new roommate. You make new friends, so you can find yourself in a position of filling up that 3rd bedroom, which I'm sure you use now occasionally anyway. You have visitors come up and they use that room?
Actually, it's pretty empty.
That's not what I asked you. I said, do you sometimes have visitors, friends come up and use that room? Parents, anybody else?
Not that room, no.
They don't use that room. It just stands as a shrine to the defendant. What's next?
If I may interject for a second.
Sure.
The TV we had bought together, I had left her half the money for it when I moved out in the summertime. And the vacuum cleaner, I don't remember us having one second semester because our first semester housemate took it with her. We didn't have a vacuum the second semester.
Well, that's what some of the other things she's suing for: a vacuum cleaner and a television set.
I had gotten a phone call from the Fredonia Police Department about me stealing a television and a vacuum cleaner. Now, when I went up to school, I made sure nobody was there. I took all of my stuff out, left her half the money for the TV we bought together, which was $60.
And did you take the TV?
And I took the TV with me. And I did not take the vacuum. I'm living at home. I don't need the vacuum cleaner.
At the time, I didn't know she had left the money because my other housemate had set it aside for me, but she wasn't home. So I went to the police department and I filled out this report, and I find it hard to believe that the TV and all her stuff would be gone, along with the vacuum cleaner, but
Well, she
didn't
says she
take
took
it.
the TV, but she left you money, which you acknowledged because
Yes.
your roommate had the money.
Yeah, she
and
took
just
the money.
didn't tell you, so you included the TV in the police report that you filed against her, and the TV should not have been included in that police report.
Well, she says that we bought the TV together, and we did not. I bought it on my credit card, and I have the receipt here if you want.
We split that.
Well, it's very possible you put it on your... I'm not going to get involved with $60 for a television
That's fine
set.
too, but I did not take a vacuum cleaner.
There's no proof that you took the vacuum cleaner. What's next?
Well, I have all the copies of the bills from last semester. That some of them we still owe, some of them are in her name, some of them are in mine.
I just got a $617 phone bill in my name, which shouldn't, I don't know why it's still in my name, but I just received this phone bill from the phone company.
Let me see. Why don't you, Bert, instead of my looking at them, why don't you have them exchange these bills and look at them?
Your Honor, I acknowledge these bills.
Good.
What I want to say is that I never received them to pay them.
Okay, so there are $624.17 in bills that she says that you owe from last semester, and you got a phone bill for $600.
And $17, yes.
Right?
Actually, all these numbers are her numbers. They're all in Long Island. They're all West Palm Beach.
There's Buffalo in there, Williamsville from her town. So
Well, I will be glad to go through them and find out which ones are mine, but the vast majority of them are from hers.
Let me see. You expect me to go through all these charges?
No.
Good. Then step outside. Call you back in 5 minutes. Here, Bert, send them outside, please. Thank you. Okay, so who was Talkie Sally?
Well, I went over the long distance bills, highlighted what I owe, everything from the Buffalo and Buffalo area, and I owe $9.30.
Is that right?
I guess so. I didn't really look at it.
What do you mean?
She
you
had
didn't
it.
really
She had the
look?
calculator.
All right, so let me see the entire phone bill, please. All right, Miss Peach.
Yes.
So from your phone bill of $617, the plaintiff owes you $9.30.
That's fine.
So it's a good lesson. Miss Peach, your lesson is as follows. How old are you?
22.
If you're 22, you're an adult. When you're an adult and you enter into a contract, you are obligated to fulfill your contract. You're no longer a kid. But you have an obligation, too, to reduce your damages. You can't sit there with a 3-bedroom apartment and say, well, now I have a bedroom for myself, a bedroom for my roommate, and I got a whole area for storage. Don't play with paper when I'm talking to you. It's rude. So I believe that you are entitled to this semester's portion of her rent for the fall semester, because I agree with you that it could have been difficult in June to try to find a new roommate. That doesn't mean that I believe that you can't find somebody else for the spring semester. Now, that doesn't mean that you necessarily don't have a cause of action against her if, in the spring semester, after a good faith effort to locate another roommate, you're not able to locate another roommate. This award will cover this semester's rent, clear, plus your utility bills from last year. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,948. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
26-year-old Danny Valenzuela is suing his son, 19-year-old student Danny Valenzuela Jr., for the cost of a car he totaled.
Order. All rise. Free terms. Yeah, this is case number 307 on the calendar in the matter of Valenzuela versus Valenzuela. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Valenzuela, the defendant is your son.
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, your son was driving your car and he had an accident. As a result of the accident, your car was totaled.
Yes.
The insurance company gave you some $1,800 for the car, is that right?
Actually, it's $1,187.81 was the offer.
You want your son to pay the difference between what you're going to accept from the insurance company and the blue book value of the car.
Yes. Honest, to begin with, Your Honor, I don't really care about the money. My wife and I are both here to hopefully, with your help, teach my son a lesson. Teach him to be a responsible adult instead of a young kid, 19 going on 14.
Well, the first thing, Mr. Valenzuela, is you have to teach your child is that if you have family disputes, you keep them within the family and you don't go to court. That's number one.
That's the first thing we tried.
Okay. Because going to court with a child is usually
The hardest thing we've done.
Well, it's a hard thing to do, and it's not only a hard thing to do, it usually doesn't promote family harmony in the long run. But that's really what you want. You want him, according to your papers, to pay the difference between what the value of the car was and what your insurance company is prepared to give you.
That's what I put in the thing.
And the defendant says that he was given a settlement. Is that right?
Yes.
For this accident. And after he finished paying the attorney's fees and the fees to the doctor that probably the lawyer sent you to, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much so.
Just pay attention. After you finished paying the lawyer and after you finished paying the chiropractor that he probably sent you to, he sent you to a chiropractor?
Yes.
How did I know that?
You the boss, applesauce?
Yeah. That you got $1,600 for your pain and suffering, and it's your pain and suffering, and your father should not be entitled to any of that. That's your defense, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tell me about the accident, sir. When did you have this accident?
January 28th, 2000.
Okay.
And I asked to borrow my father's car to go pick up one of my friends. And I was going along and I was driving and this guy just pulled out in front of me and made me swerve out of the way and I ended up hitting one of the power poles or whatever there. And then...
what company did you settle with? Your father's insurance company or the other car's insurance company?
They had the same insurance company, actually.
Well, who did you sue?
His insurance company, I guess.
I'm asking you, sir.
His insurance company.
The other person's
Yes,
insurance
yes.
company. And the other person's insurance settled with you.
Yes. For pain and suffering I endured.
No, I understand that. But if
Yes.
they settled with you, that must have meant that they found that the other car was at fault. Is that right?
Yes, they found that their driver was 25% at fault and my son was 75% at fault.
Oh, you have those papers?
What percent?
This is the police report, and here's the liability right there.
I don't know anything about those percents.
You don't know anything about anything.
Like I said, Your
You had a
Honor,
lot of pain and suffering. I want you to tell me all about your pain and suffering. First, I want you to tell me, after this happened, when did your pain and suffering start?
The next morning I had whiplash in the neck.
Tell me all about it.
When I woke up, my neck was just like, I couldn't even really move at all. Like it was hard for me to move. Like every movement was pain for me.
So,
And then
and how old were you at the time?
18.
What were you doing at the time? Were you working, going to school?
Oh, I was a student.
You were a student?
Yeah, high school
Where?
student.
Cal Poly Pomona.
I was going to Apple Valley High School.
No, don't look at him. Look at me. Look at me. So
Okay,
you were
I was going to Apple Valley
high
High School. I was a high school student the date of the accident. And the pain that I
Just a minute,
endured...
Did you go to school the following week?
Yes, I think so. I'm not...
When did you go to see a lawyer?
I'm not sure.
Try to think.
Within the week or so?
Approximately about 3 to 4 weeks after that.
And how many visits to the doctor did he have between the time of the accident and the time you went to see a lawyer?
About 3 or 4 times.
Before you went to the lawyer?
Yes.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, with honors.
Perfect, which means that you didn't miss too much school because of all of this pain and suffering, right?
No.
Mr. Valenzuela,
Yes.
Mercury Insurance, I gather, insures both you and the other car.
Yes,
Is that
they do,
right?
Your Honor.
Well, Mercury Insurance Company did pay him in settlement to settle a claim for what they perceive to be his pain and suffering. You are not entitled to that.
Okay.
According to him, he got a net check of $1,600.
Neck and back.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you. The accident was mostly your fault. What do you want me to do? Throw you a party? A pity party?
He pulled out in front of me.
If you weren't going so fast, sir, you wouldn't have hit a pole. You're supposed to drive defensively. You're supposed to be able to stop on a dime.
I saved his life by not hitting him.
I'm not going behind what they found. This was your insurance company and their insurance company. You had the same insurance company. They found that you were 75% at fault. You were 75% at fault in causing the accident. And now I don't know whether they checked skid marks or whether they checked your odometer. I don't know what they did, but that's what they found. So if you were injured because you were going too fast in a car, and you must have been going pretty fast if you totaled the car, then that's what happens. Then you get a backache and a neck ache. What do you want me to do? Cry for you? You look pretty healthy to me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Danny Valenzuela says his son, Danny Valenzuela Jr., needs to be responsible for totaling his car. Danny Sr. claims his son has received a settlement for the accident and refuses to hand over any money.
What are you doing now?
Working.
What kind of work are you doing now, Mr. Valenzuela?
Sales.
What kind of sales?
Sporting goods store.
What kind of things are you selling?
Basketballs, tents, you know.
Things that you have to move around a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So clearly you are not totally incapacitated, right? As a result of this pain and suffering brought on mostly by yourself?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, right. So, if you have an 18-year-old child and you let him drive your car,
Yes.
you have to either have a lot of insurance or you don't let him drive your car.
Yes. The
That's
thing
what
where we started with this, though, was when he had the accident, I got him to the doctor and everything. During the next 2 weeks, he goes, Dad, I feel really bad about it. What I'm going to do is make it up to you and Mom. Whatever I get from the insurance, I'm going to make up the difference. I'm working. I'll pay you guys back for the car. Don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. I said, you sure? I was really, I was impressed. My son's being responsible. 2 years later, he finally gets a settlement. I call him and said, hey, you got a letter here. He reads it, goes, I'm going to sign, settle. Saturday comes, he gets a check. I call him again. I paid him. I said, you got your check. Comes home, says, I'll be right back. That was the end of September. The first time I seen him since then.
What happened? Shh. What happened?
Well, I got the check.
Yeah. Please. So I'm asking you.
I really can't say.
Oh, yes, you can. That's why you're here.
Well, this was money coming to my personal injury. This was a settlement for pain and suffering I endured.
Listen! But for the fact that you were out and your father let you borrow his car, you would not have been in a position to hurt yourself or to destroy his car. He didn't have anything to do with it but say, okay, you can borrow my car. Right? Not his fault. Most of this accident was caused by your negligence. And all your father is saying to you, hey, stop touching your nose and look at me. All your father is asking you to do is to be responsible because you said to him, I feel terrible about what happened to your car, and whatever it is, I'm going to make it up to you, whether it's from the insurance settlement if I get one, or from a job that I have, whatever.
I'm sorry someone else made me crash your car. That's what I'm sorry for.
Mr. Valenzuela, you ain't getting it. Are you just thick? Your father and your mother are home. But for the fact that you were out in their car, they would have their car. Now, whether you feel a moral obligation, which you probably should, I'm sure your parents are hardworking people, just from a moral perspective, if you said to them, I want to make it up to you, which was the right thing to do, and then a couple of years go by, and you say, well, now I got the check, forget about my moral obligation. All he wants you to do is to be a man.
Exactly.
I don't have $5,000 to just...
There's no way. No. If you got a check and the whole check you got from them was $1,600, father's not looking for $5,000. Maybe what he puts here, but wasn't even your agreement with him. That's not even what you said to him. You said to him, "I'll give you the money when I settle with the insurance company." Isn't that what you said to him?
Yeah.
So why didn't you do that?
Because I think that whole check I deserved for myself. I think my neck and back pains was something I went through. He didn't go through that. I was in pain.
You caused it.
But I was in pain, though. I was in pain.
Just a second. You caused yourself to be in pain.
So then I caused myself to have that check.
Oh.
I don't think you're going to get through.
What? I'm not going to get through.
Now, you see,
today.
that's what we go through.
No, Mr. Valenzuela, you're not going to get through to him. Either he just decided that he's going to stonewall me, or he's pretty stupid. I don't know which one.
Actually, he's a very smart, charismatic young man.
Listen,
But
let me tell you something
he's just
about
not growing
charismatic.
up.
Let me tell you about
First nice
charismatic.
thing he said
He
to me
doesn't
in
do a
months.
thing for me. He doesn't do a thing for me. Because right now, I'm not sure whether he's a wise guy or just plain dumb. Because the last comment that he made to me, if I caused the accident, then I should get the insurance money. Isn't that what he said? Something like that? That's what he said. If I caused the accident, I should get the insurance. What? He earned it.
He earned it.
He earned it. He earned it. Bird would ordinarily be on the side of a teenager. Bird likes teenagers. He really is all for teenagers. He thinks they're all terrific. And me, I'm not so sure. But Bird, he loves teenagers. Me, I like them medium rare. You got $1,600? You told your father you would give him the insurance proceeds? You changed your mind. There's no basis for you to change your mind, sir. You made an agreement with your father. That's what you have to give him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
What did I do wrong? Someone else forced me into an accident, and then all of a sudden I'm here in court, and it's like a case all of a sudden. I don't know what I did. I still don't know what I did wrong.
I didn't really care about the money. It just his actions. And I told him, grow up.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sue versus Coran, step forward, please.
25-year-old loan officer Misty Sue is suing the father of her child, 24-year-old corporate trainer Robert Coran Jr., for unpaid utility bills and for half of a down payment on a car.
Miss Sue, the defendant is your former boyfriend. You have a child together, a baby. How old is the baby?
4 months.
According to your complaint, there was a time when you lived together briefly, and he left owing you certain bills, which is just a couple of $100s. You also claim that you purchased a car together, which he took, and you put down the down payment on the car. He's paid you back some of the down payment, but he still owes you, according to you, I believe, $600 on the down payment. He says the down payment was a gift and that he owes you nothing. Right?
Yes.
When did you live together? From when till when?
Middle of April to August 19th.
Who was paying your rent?
I paid for the first month that I was in maternity. He paid for the second part of my maternity.
So he paid the rent?
One time, yes.
And how much was that?
$400.
Were you living there from April to August?
Off and on. After the baby was born, yes. I was there predominantly. The only thing is, she said I only paid 1 month during those months. And the money that she did have, she'd had enough to pay her June rent, but July and August were covered by myself. There was such a limited amount of money by the time she had the baby coming in. She was only working, maybe it was 8 hours, sometimes it would be 12 in the course of a week.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Coran? Are you paying child support regularly now?
The judge just set all that in motion.
What do you mean all that in motion?
We had an agreement outside of, before child support, she tells me, okay, I need this or I need that, but we went last week.
To finalize an order, a set order.
What she had us do is we come in there, we write a down percentage of what we each work and what he would be paying. Well, he decided that what he has to pay is too much. He has not paid any kind of child support. If you count buying diapers once a week in which he misses weeks at a time,
No, that's not child
That's not
support.
child support. So, no, I am responsible for everything.
That's usually what happens. You didn't have enough of a commitment to make a commitment to each other permanently, and then you make this commitment to have a child, and that's what happens.
Your Honor, I have acknowledged that when the judge makes the decision of, okay,
how much,
I will go back retroactively. That's not an issue.
Okay. So if you're going to go back retroactively, I'm not going to entertain these other bills. I believe him when he says he paid 2 months' rent. I want to hear about this car.
I got $3,459 back on my income tax. Both of us were without a car. His car had got taken away, so he didn't have it. We were together at that point, and I said, well, why don't we go and we'll get a car together, and it'll make it cheaper on both of us, and plus with the child coming.
So you put down the down payment on the car of $1,000.
Right.
There's no discrepancy that she did, in fact, put down the original $1,000.
The agreement we had was we were not officially together. We had lived
You were
together.
together enough to have a child together.
Yes, we had spent November, December, January
I don't
together.
I don't get into that. You were going to tell me the agreement was what with regard to this $1,000?
The agreement was because of I had supported her for 2 months in the Christmas season because she had stopped working, some issues she was dealing with. I supported her with rent and everything.
Is that true?
He supported it with rent. Yes, you are correct.
So he paid what, 2 months' rent?
Plus
1 month he
utilities.
did it. He did not do it both months. I supported myself. I got my food for myself. I did everything on my own until January. And he did not pay the rent because the people were coming to the house saying he did not pay it. So he can sit here and say, I paid it till he's blue in the face. It's not true.
It was paid.
You wouldn't have people knocking on your door in the lease office coming to your door if you paid it.
So your defense is that you supported her for whatever period of time prior to purchasing this car so that the down payment was?
She was going to put down $1,000. She needed $400 of it back immediately. It was as soon as I got my tax money back. But the other money was given to me. The car's in my the car's in my name. There was no talk of putting her on the car. The insurance is my name. But the arrangement we were supposed to have is, okay, we're gonna, if we're together or not.
You didn't say
do
or not.
Or not.
No, Mr. Coran.
Okay.
I'm smarter than you are. Sorry. I'm smarter than you are, sir. If we were together, because you were planning on being together, this would be a car that was used by both of you.
But
and you purchased this car, was $1,000 down, and how much in payments?
It's $300 a month. And
that you're paying.
Yes.
But Mr. Coran, you can't say to me, we talked about it, and the car was going to be mine. She was giving me the down payment whether we were together or not, because at that time, you weren't talking in terms of not being together. Otherwise, why would she take out $1,000 and put it? I'm speaking. Otherwise, why would she take out $1,000 for tax money and give it to you to put down on the car as a gift?
Her. Because I supported her, and she knew that in supporting her back in December, January, that I was taking the money that I didn't have that would have paid my car payment, and I lost the car over it.
You lost the car that you just bought?
No. I lost
that car you still have.
I have my Jeep. I'm saying I had a Toyota that I lost. I couldn't pay the payments because I was supporting her.
Listen, if you had made a minor investment, you wouldn't have had this problem to begin with all of her time off owing to pregnancy and confinement, and, that would have been a very minor investment. Do we understand each other?
I understand you perfectly.
Then you don't have to worry about all this stuff. You have the car?
I have the car.
Good. You give her back $600 that she put down on a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all.
Is suing her boyfriend's niece, 23-year-old correctional officer Georgia Garza, for keying her truck. Georgia says Mary Ann is vicious and is making up a story.
Order. All rise. Yes, this is case number 338 on the calendar in the matter of Kaiser versus Garza. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Kaiser, the defendant is your boyfriend's niece.
Correct.
Boyfriend?
Yes.
Niece.
Correct.
And it is your claim that she vandalized your car by keying it.
Correct.
According to you, Miss Garza, your uncle was highly inebriated.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't drive home from a club or a party that you were at?
That's correct.
So you and a friend decided to drive him home.
Yes, ma'am.
Where he was living with the plaintiff.
Yes, ma'am.
And what date was this? Do you remember?
We had went out on Thursday. It was July the 20th. And we left the club approximately at about 2:30 in the morning.
Were you with your uncle?
No. I was there with a friend, and we ran into him.
What made you think he was too drunk to drive home?
Because he was stumbling, and the guy from the door had taken his keys because he had parked right in front of the door.
So you volunteered to drive his car home?
That's correct.
What happened when you got to the house?
When we got to the house, Mary Ann had locked the door, and he was upset. We had to help him up the stairs. He started banging on the door. She came out. She started cursing and yelling that I had him out, and she was just saying all sorts of types of stuff. And we just helped him in the apartment. She kept telling us that we had to leave, and she was yelling at us. And my uncle was wanting us to stay there because he wanted us to drink another beer with him. And I was telling him...
That was the last thing you needed.
I was telling him that I had to go because I had to go home to my baby. And she was telling me to leave, and my uncle was persistent. And then they got into altercation. We proceeded towards the door. My friend opened the door. When she opened the door slammed because it was kind of windy outside. And she started cursing again. We were walking down the stairs. We just ignored her because she looked intoxicated herself. She was yelling at us down the stairs, and we just ignored her because she's making an idiot out of herself.
Okay. And you went home?
That's correct.
Okay. So your boyfriend went out that night.
Right.
Had he asked you to join him?
No.
Were you annoyed with him?
We were mad at each other at the time. So he decided to leave on his own, so he went.
And they came home?
They came home at approximately 2:35 in the morning.
Go ahead.
They stood at the door. When I opened the door, I said, "What are they doing here?" And he said, "Well, they're here to have a drink with me." And I said, "Well, they're not going to have a drink with you." She said, "Well, I had to drive him home." And I said, "Well, fine, thank you. Give me the keys." So I get the keys. They still step in. I stood by the door, and I told him, "You're not going to have another beer, so you might as well leave." Then I asked him, I said, "Who is this other girl?" He goes, "I don't know. It's her friend." And she goes, "My friend Lori." I said, "What are you doing bringing strangers home?" And then he goes, "Well,
you
they
were
just
wrong
gave-"
at that. You were wrong at that point.
And I asked him.
Because you didn't know the story.
That she drove him home?
You didn't know the whole story. I mean, if she was with her friend and they were leaving the club,
well,
he was drunk, and he was drunk, they weren't together.
Well, she had
why
already
are you
told
being
me.
Why are you being aggressive to her at all?
Because her and I do not communicate. She drove him home fine. I said, "Thank you. Give me the keys." She gave them to me, and I said, "You guys can go home. You're not going to have another beer."
Okay, go ahead. No, she didn't
Not
say.
now.
Now, listen to me, Ms. Kaiser. She didn't say she was going to have another beer. Your drunken boyfriend said.
She said he wants us to have another beer. I said, "You're not going to have another beer." So I repeatedly asked him to leave again and again, and they still wouldn't. So then I started, getting upset. Yes, I did. Her friend Lori slams the door open, rushes down the stairs. She starts cursing me, and she goes after her, doing the same thing too downstairs. So I did it up here. I did it up here too, yes. A few minutes later, I go try to move my truck from the back to the front, and I see them keying my truck. So I didn't say anything. I let them do it. I came back in, came to get him. He was out already.
You said that you saw them key your truck? What were you going out to move your truck for at 2:30?
I was going to move it to the front.
Why?
Because I don't normally park it in the back. I always park it at the front. But there was no parking space at the time.
Yeah.
When they left, I saw that there was a space right there, so I went to go move my truck. And there they were.
3 o'clock in the morning?
I'm sorry?
At 3 o'clock in the morning?
At 3 o'clock in the morning, I just decided to go move it, and there they were. And it was a good thing I did. I saw them.
What did you see her do?
Writing all kinds of things on my truck. They were keying it, both of them.
Let me see the damage to the truck. You file a police report?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I'd like to see it, please.
One of her favorite words is on my truck, too.
Is this the only police report you have, Miss Kaiser?
Yes, ma'am.
And you spoke to somebody on the phone? Or
Yes,
did you
ma'am.
go there?
No, I spoke to them over the phone. She said, "You might as well just give me everything over the phone because they're not going to do anything about it."
That's not true.
No, well, they were going to do the same procedure she was going to do with me over the phone.
The police would have done something about it, Miss Kaiser, if you had said to them on the phone, "I saw who did the damage." But you didn't say that to the police.
Yes, I told them.
No, you didn't. I contacted Miss Kaiser by phone in reference to the criminal mischief. Victim 1, that's you, believes Miss Garza involved party 1 and an acquaintance may have done the listed damage to the vehicle while it was parked at the above location, but is not sure.
They did do these damages to my truck.
Victim 1 stated that there are some vulgar words
And
keyed on the
Georgia
vehicle.
knows. She knows that they did it. I
That's
know.
not my question, Miss Kaiser. You give a police report. If you say to the police, "My car was vandalized and I saw the perpetrators do it," then they write down perpetrator 1 keyed car, perpetrator 2 keyed car. I'm going to read to you again, but the police department says you told them on the phone. Victim 1 believes Miss Garza and an acquaintance may have done the damage to her vehicle while it was parked at the above location, but is not sure.
I told them I know it was them.
You didn't tell them that you saw them do the damage, Miss
Yes, I did.
Kaiser.
I saw
No,
them.
you didn't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marianne Kaiser says her boyfriend's niece, Georgia Garza, keyed nasty slurs into the side of her truck.
Now, I'm not saying that they didn't do it. I want you to trust me. I'm not saying that they didn't do it. I'm saying that you just lied to me when you said you saw them do it. Because you didn't see them do it. You surmised that they did it because the car was in one condition when you parked it. It was in this condition the next day when you went out to look at it, not at 3 o'clock in the morning, but the next day when you went out to look at it or when you went to drive it. And the only ones who had an opportunity, an inclination to do the damage was her.
Right.
And her friend.
They did it.
But, Miss Kaiser, I want you to try to pay attention. I'm not saying they didn't do it. I'm saying you lied to me when you told me a moment ago that you saw them do it. Because if you saw them do it, that's what you would have told the police, and you didn't. You said you believe it was her, you believe it was her girlfriend, but you're not sure, which is why they didn't go out and arrest them. Now I'm going to get to you. You keyed her car.
No.
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, honey, yes, you did.
Why would I key her car if I don't even talk to her? Let there be one idiot, not two. She was the one yelling at the top of her lungs.
Miss Garza, there isn't a question in my mind that you keyed her car. You and your girlfriend keyed her car because you were out at the club all night, probably had a couple of drinks. You left your baby home, so you had to rush home to your baby at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's normal. But here you did a good deed by driving your uncle home, and what you were met with was this lady who was being very unpleasant to you. Unpleasant, rude,
right?
No question. Threw you out of the house. You drove your uncle home. You went out of your way. She was nasty to your girlfriend. She was nasty to you. You got outside, and you keyed her car.
Your Honor, she works at a bar. It could have been anybody.
Could have been, but I'm telling you it wasn't. It was you. Let me see the damage. Can I see the bill to fix the car, please? Now, ordinarily, Miss Kaiser, I want to tell you something. I would throw you out. I want you to listen carefully. And so would most judges throw you out if you come into court and you don't tell the truth. They would say, I don't care whether your claim is a valid one or not. You come into court and you lie. I'm not going to entertain your case. But in this particular case, since I am 100% certain that she and her girlfriend caused the damage to your car, and since there also isn't a question in my mind that the police said to you, if you didn't see who actually did it, then you just surmise it's her. There's nothing that we can do, because that's what you told them. You figured if you came into court and said to me, I saw her, then you would have your car fixed. Don't go into court and lie. You lie to a judge once, usually you don't get a second chance. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What year truck is this?
It's a 94 Chevrolet.
So you have no insurance on the car?
Yes, I do, but I didn't go that route because I wanted her to pay.
Oh, no. What's your deductible on the car?
$500.
Good. Go that route. It may be a little more difficult for you. It may be a little more costly for you in the long run, but your lie's got to cost you something. So go have the car fixed. You got a $500 deductible, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Nobody likes her. She just wants to blame me and my friend.
They wouldn't leave, so.
She was the one making an idiot out of herself, not us.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gilbertson versus Johnson. Step forward, please.
33-year-old esthetician Vernita Gilbertson is suing former client, 42-year-old safety engineer Taryn Johnson, for unpaid house-sitting fees. Taryn says Vernita didn't do her job.
Miss Gilbertson, the defendant hired you to house/dog sit while she was on vacation. You made an arrangement. I think she was to be gone, according to your complaint, for 10 days.
Yes.
She was going to pay you $20 a day. It is your claim that you did your job. She came back from vacation and did not pay you.
Correct.
The defendant says you didn't do your job, so she's not going to pay you.
Okay.
How did you find this job?
Taryn was a client of mine at the wellness spa, and she came in for treatment, and we had talked about her going away on vacation with her mother, and I offered my services, and she agreed.
Were you supposed to stay at her home or just check on the home?
I was supposed to stay in the home.
What kind of a dog does she have?
Is there dachshunds?
Dachshunds, two of them.
Okay.
When was she leaving?
May 9th.
Did you stay in the house from the 9th until the 19th?
Excluding the 15th, which is the Tuesday. We were there. I took care of the dogs in the morning, and then in the evening we returned about 7 o'clock. And
Who's we?
My daughter and I.
And then we decided to go into the jacuzzi about 9 o'clock. We invited 2 friends over. They came and we went in the jacuzzi for about an hour. And then we decided to leave because there was all sorts of weird stuff going on. The TV went on by itself. The lights started flickering. I was like, that's it. We're out of here.
So what did you do?
We left. I made sure the dogs were secure. They had food, and then we left.
Did you stay there on the 16th?
Yes.
And the 17th?
I stayed until the 19th, until it was agreed upon.
So?
So, on the Wednesday morning following the night of the jacuzzi party and whatnot, I got a call from my neighbor right here, Dawn Sohegan, calling me, telling me that there had been a party in my property the night before that disturbed her as well as the neighbors on the other side of my house, and that she was awakened by my dogs crying outside the house approximately 2 a.m. that morning.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Dawn Sohegan. First of all, I had only seen her come to the house once. I get up early and I go
Well,
to
she
bed
had to
late.
have been there because the dogs would be dead after 10 days of not being fed or walked.
Right, but they're also on medication, and there's certain times of the day that she needs to be there, which she wasn't there at
7
those
and
times of
7.
the day.
Go ahead.
Then when the party happened, and it was a school night, a work night, what have you, and they're out carrying on in the jacuzzi, which it's late.
How many people did you see in the jacuzzi?
4.
So she's correct. There were 4 people.
And Judge, let me just add that I made it very clear that no one else was to be in the house because I have a swimming pool because of liability reasons.
Okay. What time did they finally leave the jacuzzi?
I really don't know that because I did go into my house and go to sleep.
What time?
I went to sleep a little after 10.
And then you didn't hear them anymore?
Not until about 1:30.
What happened at 1:30?
At 1:30, they had relocated the party inside the house, which her family room is right next to my bedroom window.
You mean the party of 4 people?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was awoken again at 1:30 in the morning. By 2 o'clock, they were leaving, but they left every single light on in the house, and the dogs were crying. They have a doggy door, but they were sitting on the steps crying and crying and crying.
So the next morning you called the defendant?
The next morning, I called her answering machine.
Did you contact the plaintiff at that time?
Yes, I contacted the plaintiff as well as my other friend, Paula Williams, who has a key to my home. She went to the house, and I don't know if Paula would like to indicate what happened when she went to the house.
You went to the house the next day on the 16th?
I went to Taryn's house on the Wednesday because I was so worried about the dogs. When I drove up, all the exterior lights were on. There were lights on everywhere in the house, and the dogs were running loose. The beds looked exactly as they normally do, and Taryn makes them up. The blankets, pillows,
No,
Oh,
she hasn't clearly. Miss Gilbertson had not slept there on the 15th. She said she did not sleep there.
No, it looked exactly like it does when Taryn makes up the
We didn't
bed.
sleep in the bedroom.
Just a second. The 2 dogs were there?
The 2 dogs were there running in the house.
And they appeared to be fed?
The dogs were fed. There was food and water there.
Okay. So, other than the fact that the lights were on in the house looked okay.
The lights were on in the house, but the towels had not been used that day.
I didn't ask. Had not been used. I'm asking you. Other
not
than the fact that the
showering
lights were on,
the lights were on.
The house was in, according to you, pristine condition.
No, she chewed the comforter.
Just a second.
It was in pristine condition.
Right. What you're saying to me was in such pristine condition, it's hard to imagine that anybody had slept there.
Correct.
Okay. I understand that. But the house was in pristine condition and the dogs were okay.
Yes, they were.
Fine. What else?
I stayed at the house until 10 o'clock that night, and that's when Vernita and her daughter came.
Okay. Miss Johnson, did you tell Miss Gilbertson when you spoke to her after this party that she had on the 15th that you didn't want her to go back to the house?
No, because she had a key, and I was afraid of what might happen.
You did not tell her not to go back?
That's correct.
Well, then you have to pay her.
She didn't complete the duties. I had to change she never brought my key. I had to change the locks.
I tried to contact
She left
you.
the dogs loose in the house. They shredded a comforter.
Listen, you were away for 10 days. I didn't fire her on the spot on the 15th. If you'd done that and said, listen, I'm outraged, I'm going to pay you up until the 15th. Don't bother to come back.
Well, why would I do? I put myself in danger. The woman had a key to my home.
She doesn't look dangerous to me.
I don't know her.
If you don't know her, then you don't give her a key to your house.
I don't know.
If you don't know her,
I didn't know at that point in time until she didn't do what she said she was going to do, and had people in the home that I asked her for liability reasons not to have people in my home when I got there.
Listen to me. I don't disagree with you, but if you have an employee that you feel as if is not performing their job, then you pay them and you fire them. Now, if she had not done her job at all and didn't show up, and your dogs were in a state of dehydration, hadn't been fed, maybe we would have a story. But if you took 2 dogs to a kennel, it would have cost you more to take your dogs to a kennel where they would have been in a cage for 10 days as it was costing you to have a human being come to the house and on at least 9 out of the 10 days staying over at your house. 9 out of the 10 days because you could only establish that she was not there, sleeping there one night. So you have to pay her. Perhaps not for the one night that she didn't sleep there because you didn't do your job that one night.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's fine.
And I don't care about this weird ghost thing, you know. You're a big...
Hey, it's true that.
You're a big girl. Anyway, she owed you $200. I'm cutting that by 20 because you didn't sleep there. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $180.
Thank you.
Fighter Gary Parker is suing his daughter's former friend, 21-year-old electrical technician Carlos Martinez, for totaling a car. Carlos says when Gary's daughter loaned him the car, she knew he was a reckless driver.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 370 on the calendar in the matter of Parker versus Martinez. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Parker, which one of your daughters loaned her car to the defendant?
Jennifer. Be that one right there.
Step up, Jennifer. How do you know the defendant?
I used to work with Carlos, and he dated my best friend.
And when did you tell him he could use your car?
I let him use it on August 10th.
Was it the first time you let him use your car?
I let him borrow it to go to his sister's house one time. And
So it wasn't the first time?
No.
Did your father know you were lending him the car?
No, he did not.
Were you under instructions not to let anybody use your car?
Yes, I was.
So why did you let Carlos use the car?
Because the situation he was in, he was supposed to go to a court in Enfield, and he had no other way of getting there, and I felt bad for him. I didn't want him to get in any trouble. And he said that if he didn't go to court, he'd have an arrest warrant out for him.
Oh.
And so I felt bad.
What'd you have to go to court for, Carlos?
A group of us.
Is not an answer.
Nah, it's not. But a group of us, including her, we were at a party with a whole bunch of internationals that come to work at Six Flags. And for me, trying to round up everybody so we can get out of there because the cops had shown up and telling everybody to leave unless you belong to the campus, the cops said, we're going to start with you because I was outside, so he arrested me, threw me in the car.
That's not true, Your Honor. We were at the party, and the cops told us we had to be inside.
Inside where?
Just inside the buildings, and they told everyone they wanted us in the building just because we were being loud and everything. And as long as we stayed inside, there wouldn't be a problem with it. Carlos didn't want to stay inside. He felt that he could be outside if he wanted to, and that's why he was arrested.
Your Honor, I think that's false. I remember the cops saying that they wanted everybody out because everybody was trashed out their minds.
What happened at your court hearing, Carlos?
It got, like, waved off, continuous without finding, nothing really, because it was like I didn't really do nothing. I was just outside.
This was the first time you were ever arrested, Carlos?
No.
So you needed Jennifer's car to go to a court hearing?
Yes.
So what happened? You went to court?
I went to court.
And everything was fine, and then you left court, and what happened, Carlos?
I was coming back, going through Springfield, and I went to take a left on the street, ran a stop sign, and hit a car to get back on the highway to go back to Six Flags to drop off her car.
Was anybody injured?
No, thank God.
I wasn't so concerned about you. I was concerned about the other people
So
in
was
the
I.
car. Why did you run the stop sign, Carlos?
And I don't know. I probably didn't see it, or I don't know.
Yes.
I think I can shine some light on this. He was being followed by the police. He was cited for failure to stop for a police officer, running a stop sign. He was passing cars, trying to lose them. He took the corner so fast that not only did he not stay in his lane, he went to the other lane, T-boned this car, and flipped it over.
Does that sound right to you?
No.
Well,
Were you being followed by the police?
Nope.
You have a police report?
yes.
I'd like to see it, please.
On the back, there's a date with a pre-trial conference that he had.
Take your hands off your pocket, please.
There's also 2 independent reports that are with that from eyewitnesses. He got out of the car and ran after he T-boned the car in the other lane.
Carlos, when this accident happened, you jumped out of the car and started to run?
No.
Huh?
No.
You weren't pursued by the police?
No.
Really?
Really.
Surprising. All these people must be wrong. Were you driving a green car?
That was her car, yes.
Was the other car green?
No.
The driver of the green sports car got out and ran east on Union Street. The police chased after him.
I was nowhere near Union Street. I was on Main Street.
Well, maybe if I change Union Street to Main Street, you would find it more accurate.
No, because I was parked at a Dunkin' Donuts, so I don't see where you would get Union Street if you knew the area.
I'm not talking Union Street. I'm talking about being pursued by the police, Carlos.
Regardless the fact is not about
Were
the police
you-
chasing me. The fact is that
I'm asking
here,
you a question.
and I'm answering you.
Were you pursued by the police?
No.
On foot?
No.
Afterwards? No. These people are so mistaken. In any event, this car was an old car. It was 16 years old, and according to you, it was totaled.
I have pictures of it if you'd like to see before
Yeah,
and
sure.
after. I'd refurbished the car for my daughter. It was in pretty nice shape beforehand.
Well, that's why Carlos wanted to borrow it. It's in nice shape. Or it was in nice shape.
Yeah, you got to the other pictures.
Now it is no longer in nice shape. Now it is a total disaster. A total wreck. Okay. You know what the book value is on the car?
Yes, Your Honor. I went online to Kelly's Blue Book, which is probably the leading authority on book values. I got two of them. One was a trade-in value, one was a resale value. The lower one was a trade-in value. That was the one I used, along with the towing bill. We had to get it home. She had her clothes and school books and everything inside it.
Okay, so the whole thing is $925.
For the car,
Right?
yes.
And you had, I assume, no collision insurance.
No.
Carlos, why don't you feel as if you have any responsibility for this car?
Because, Your Honor, she's lent me the car plenty of times before, not only once, more than 7 times I know she's lent me the car.
Yes.
Not only to go to court, not only to go to my sister's, but for other reasons.
Yes.
She knew how my driving was.
What do you mean how the driving was?
I'll tell you straight up, I'm a reckless driver. You know, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, let me ask you this question, Carlos. In the other 7 times that she lent you the car, were you ever in an accident?
Nope.
So that based upon your history of driving our car, she would have no reason to think you wouldn't be as careful on the 8th time as you were on the first 7 times. Let's move on to the other reasons why you don't think you're responsible.
For the simple fact that when the accident did happen and I did get in contact with her, she had told me that she was happy that I was all right and that it wasn't the other way around.
What a nice girl.
Yeah.
She was happy that you were okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Darn it.
And shh. I'm listening to Carlos. So she was happy you were okay, and?
And this was at another party when I had seen her, and she was like, well, let's not even talk about it. I'm here to get trashed, and that's what we did.
Okay, and?
That was about it. But she didn't contact me about no matters, nothing.
So your first defense is that when you called and told her about the accident, she said, I'm very glad you're not hurt.
He never called and told me.
Shh. That's the first thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't a phone call, it was that person.
In person. So she said, I'm really glad you're not hurt.
Yeah.
So that's your first defense. And your second defense is she knew that you weren't a good driver. And your third defense is that when you met at a party sometime later, she said, I don't want to talk about it now, let's get trashed.
Yes.
Do you go to school?
I went to college. I'm not going no more.
Well, maybe you should go back.
Why?
Because you can't speak English. I don't go no more is not English. I don't go to college anymore is English.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gary Parker says Carlos Martinez wrecked his daughter's car while running from the police. Carlos is denying all charges.
One of the things that I find most irritating about you is that you borrowed a car, you had an accident, but it wasn't an accident. In your case, it was an on purpose, because you, on purpose, ran a stop sign, was speeding, and you destroyed her car. And instead of being a man and accepting responsibility and saying, look, I'm really sorry, I did that, you know, I will work, whatever I have to do, pay you back slowly for the cost of the car, you come up with these lame excuses and present them to me in shattered English. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,125. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She trusted me to give me the car.
There was no reason for me not to trust him.
Right there, she's responsible right there.
We all make mistakes and accidents. You just have to own up to them and take care of them when it happens.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lawrence versus Goss. Step forward, please.
Home care nurse Darius Lawrence is suing her roommate, real estate agent Ron Goss, for unpaid cleaning and landscaping services. Ron has a countersuit for unpaid rent.
Miss Lawrence, according to your complaint, you answered an ad in the newspaper for a roommate. And you moved in with the defendant, is that right?
Yes.
And you claim a rather interesting arrangement that you came to an agreement with the defendant that instead of paying rent, you would do housework and landscaping around the house.
What it was is I would do rent and trade with bill credit if I needed to ask.
What does that mean?
In
Rent
other
and
words,
trade.
The rent was $275 plus utilities, and if I did work for him, he would give me credit off my rent and my utilities.
And your lawsuit says that you did so much work around the house that he owes you money.
And landscaping.
And landscaping that he owes you money.
And I paid products to keep the home together, and I bought food, kept the refrigerator full.
The defendant says that there was no such arrangement except for 1 month when he did give you a credit for doing some cleaning because you were short of money. He is counterclaiming not only for the rent that you owe him, but also because he says that you forced out 2 other tenants because of your bizarre behavior. So that's what this case is about. All right. When did you see the ad in the paper?
On May 4th.
When did you move in?
The 29th of May.
And what kind of property is it?
It's a house that he sold to a friend of his.
And you had your own room?
Yes.
And full use of the house? Other than that?
Yes.
When did you move out?
I haven't. We still live there together in the residence.
I'm in the process, Your Honor, of evicting her. I gave her a 30-day notice on November 3rd. She was to be out December 3rd. She didn't leave, so then I had to go and do a forced eviction. Yesterday, we were at the courthouse for her to get out. She does not want to leave. She has not paid me a single dime of rent since September 8th.
So you're still living together?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How unpleasant. Okay. Tell me about this first conversation that you had with him with regard to the rent.
He asked me what type of things do I do. I told him I'm a professional cleaner. I do landscaping, and I would do a trade private house cleaning, his laundry, his basic chores, etc. I told him I would keep the refrigerator full, do the cooking.
What kind of reduction in rent would that be?
I thought an honorable fair trade when I came to him and requested it.
Miss Lawrence, you always pick a dollar amount. If you pay someone for cleaning your home, that's so much. So you tell me, is what you're saying that you had no fixed amount that you would have your rent reduced by doing these chores?
Well, I explained to him landscaping I thought was a fair deal. Each week was $25 a week. And for a home his size, I thought $10 an hour was fair for private and professional cleaning.
Okay. And you explained that to him. You said $10 an hour for professional cleaning and $25 for landscaping. Is that what you said to him?
Yes, I explained that to him.
Just look at me. Don't look down.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you explain how many hours you thought it would take to clean the house?
No, ma'am.
You didn't. So it was sort of open-ended. If you decided to really clean for 5 hours a day or 3 hours a day, it would be $30 a day. And you did that every day. So you would keep a running tag of how much work you did in the house. And at the end of the month, you would probably be presenting him a bill.
That's what I was trying to do with him.
And so now you claim that he owes you $3,266 for the cleaning and landscaping services that you performed from May until now.
That's correct.
And for a refund of rent because you did give him some money in rent.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, of course, want that back because why would you pay him anything if you were doing all this work, right?
Well, I wasn't going to try to be greedy and want all the rent back. I just wanted a fair adjustment with him, but he wouldn't come to the dickering table and read my receipts.
And $1,650 should have been paid for rent. And how much did you actually pay him?
What I calculated, I came up with is $1,200.
How much did she pay you in rent, sir?
I'd say $485 to $500 is what she gave me in the
So let's say $500. Mm-hmm. That's being generous.
Yes.
It's $1,100 owing on rent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you have a conversation, Mr. Gauze, with Miss Lawrence about doing this house cleaning for $10 an hour and landscaping for $25 an hour?
First off, Judge, she came in May 15th with no upfront rent or deposits. I told her I would take off $125 the first month to help her out, and I was to get $150 within the next month. She was getting unemployment checks at the time, She was going to pay me weekly with those checks. It was very sporadic. $30, maybe 3 weeks, $40, another 3 weeks. She never gave me a full month's rent ever. And in the meantime, I had 2 roommates move in. One, June 1, which would be about 2 weeks after she came. He could only make it 2 weeks because she drove him out of the house. She likes to control the house like it's hers, and he couldn't take it. So I lost rent from him. And then another roommate came in about August. He lasted 3 weeks. He had to leave because of her also.
I'm not entertaining that part of your lawsuit,
Okay.
sir. Let's talk about answering my question. When she didn't pay you rent, say, the second month, did you have a conversation with her?
Yes, I wanted her to leave. I said I could not afford her. I said I want to rent a room for money, not for services. I could not afford her. I told her that in the summertime.
And what did she say?
She just kept assuming that I could, and she kept doing the jobs, and I wanted her to leave since August.
When you say she kept doing the jobs, did you ask her to do any work?
No, I told her I could not afford her many times. I said I just want the rent that was stated.
When, for the first time, did you tell her that you wanted her out?
I would say about 1st of August, after the second guy left. He was wanting to stay, and I was trying to get rid of her then. So it's been quite a while since I've been trying to get her out. So then I had to do it with the court process.
I'm going to go back to my initial question to you, Mr. Gloss. Did you ever sit down and discuss with her that she would charge you what she considered fair, $10 an hour for cleaning and $25 for landscaping?
No.
Did that conversation ever take place?
No.
Of course it didn't. You couldn't even look me straight in the eye and give me that line. Miss Lawrence, you moved into this gentleman's house and you have not paid rent. If another judge won't tell you, I will. He wants you to pay rent or get out. He's told you that now for 5 months. So my question to you is, why don't you move?
I paid rent. Here's my rent receipts.
Let me see your receipts. Those are rent receipts. Is that what you're showing me?
Rent receipts?
Just
Yes.
listen, before she hands me that stack of papers, are you showing me rent receipts?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. What's this $72, the first thing?
When I give him cash, I write on the back of my receipt, I paid rent. And then I have money orders from my credit union, money orders from the check exchange, and those are the receipts.
No, those are not receipts. That's baloney. I don't know what some other judge is going to buy of your story. I don't buy this. This is a money order, and this was for $40. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Allegedly to him. Then we have some more of these $25. So every time you took cash out of a machine, you consider this a rent receipt.
What he did is took cash and money orders. He took both.
Baloney. You're a hustler. This is all garbage. Has nothing to do with rent. Now, Miss Lawrence, why don't you move? Is my question. He's not happy. You can't be happy. Why are you imposing yourself on this man and not paying rent?
Because he offered me honorable fair trade and he broke his agreement.
You're full of baloney, madam. You made up a story when you said to me that you had an agreement that he would pay you $10 an hour for cleaning and $25 for landscaping. That's baloney. It doesn't make sense. It defies common sense. I would have to say that he's a lunatic for doing that. You keep the records of how much you earn. At the end of the month, you present him a bill for $500 and say, you owe me money. I don't owe you money, you owe me money. He doesn't look like a nut to me. So your claim is dismissed. It's baloney. You owe him $1,100 in rent. On the counterclaim, that's what I'm awarding you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step.
Former roommate, 52-year-old shoemaker Paul Darensborg, for a refund of rent, security deposits, and the return of personal belongings. Paul is countersuing for an assault and damage to his mobile home.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yeah, this is case number 341 on the calendar in the matter of Hare versus Darensburg. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Hare, you were a tenant of the defendants. Did you rent a room from him?
Yes.
According to your complaint, he unceremoniously threw you out after you had paid your rent for that month. He kept your security deposit, and he threw your stuff out after you. So it was destroyed on the curb. The defendant says you got drunk as a skunk while watching a football game. There was some betting going on, small-time betting, $5 anyway. When one team lost, and I know nothing about football except that they run around bases, that you went absolutely crazy. They don't run around bases.
Football,
No,
they
I know
run
that.
around there. Oh, okay.
I know. You destroyed the house, damaged his property, bit him a couple of times. He's countersuing for the damage you caused to his property, for the assault on him, these bite marks, for broken glasses, etc. So, how long did you live with the defendant?
Almost 2 months.
Now, this incident happened on, it must have been a Sunday because it was football, is
Correct.
that right? So, you were betting on a game, there was a bet, little
The
bet?
Rams.
The Rams.
I knew they were going to lose, and they did.
Now, you had been drinking that day?
All of us had.
So you had paid for how much of
I
the
had
month?
prepaid 3 weeks for November's rent.
How much was the rent per week?
$75.
Oh, is that right, so far?
$75.
Had she prepaid any part of November's rent?
No.
No.
No, no, ma'am. No,
Was she
Your
up
Honor.
to date on her rent?
She was 2 weeks behind.
Do you keep rent receipts?
Oh, he kept them when he moved all my stuff out.
So you
Otherwise, I
don't?
have proof. I have no proof of anything.
All right, but proof is what we need in court.
Big time.
Big time. Okay, so you're watching the game. It's October 28th. The Rams lose like you knew they would lose. Everybody was drinking, including you. So what did you do?
Somehow we had a confrontation in which...
Who had a confrontation?
Me and Mr. Darnsborg.
What do you mean somehow?
Well, I don't know exactly how it started, but I do
Well,
know...
maybe if you don't know how it started, maybe he knows.
He does. Well, I'm sure he'll find a way to... Yeah.
Well, maybe he does. How did it start?
The Rams lost, and
Which was devastating to him.
she won the bet, which was $5, and she got real excited about it. She started jumping up and down, doing obscene gestures in front of the TV in front of me. And she jumped from one couch to another, jumping on people, all excited, bit a person before she jumped on my friend Eddie here. He said she slapped him or something like that, and then she leaned over and bit me right here. That's
On the
how
leg.
it started.
On the leg.
On the leg.
She wasn't angry.
She was happy.
She was happy.
Real
But
happy.
shh, hey, please. She was happy, but drunk.
Happily drunk.
What happened next?
Some kind of way she had spilled a beer on top of the stereo and knocked it over. Okay, that's when things really got excited. That's when I got mad.
You didn't get mad when she bit you?
I was furious then, and I got up, and that's when she got up, backed up, spilled the beer on the stereo, knocked it over. I don't remember exactly what I did at that instant, other than I eventually got over and got a rag and wiped off the stereo. I'm furious because I have a picture of it. The top of it is exposed. I paid good money for that stereo set. And people started getting up and walking around. You know, everybody's mad. This gentleman that's with her went into the restroom at the time, and she ran in there after him. That's when he said, I thought she attacked him. He lost, I think she did. He lost his step, fell down up against the wall. It's a mobile home, so the walls are prefabricated. And it was like a fight in there. So that's when I got up, grabbed her, pulled her into the living room, threw her on the couch, really. Tried to calm her down, and that's when Jim came out of the bathroom.
That's Jim, you're Jim.
Screaming to her to leave, and then they left. This is pretty much what happened.
Okay, so they left. And you changed the locks?
I changed the locks. She stayed, she was gone that night, and she apologized and thought everything would be okay, said she messed up, tried to give me and my friend Jim, Robert, a hug, and she did, but we just didn't want to do anything. I knew what I was going to do right then, and that was to go pick up 15 brand new boxes, box all their stuff up, quite a bit of stuff. I'm talking about she had boxes and clothes of things 3/4 of the way up the wall.
What'd you do with it all?
I put it on the street.
Did you call her and tell her you were doing that?
No, no ma'am.
Well, why not?
I didn't feel a need to. I feel she's a criminal. I was afraid that she would possibly accuse me of something else. I had called the police earlier about removing her because she walks around the house with a glass pipe smoking and acting crazy from time to time.
Oh, my.
I asked the police what I should do about it, and
Don't tell me
they
what the
wanted
police
me.
told you. I just want to know. You put her things out on the curb, boxes
ma'am.
and boxes,
Yes, ma'am.
and you never called her to tell her that you were doing that?
No, ma'am.
Now, there came a time, Miss Hayer, that you did, in fact, retrieve some of your property from his
Yes.
house.
Yes.
When was that?
When I came home from work that night. His
found what?
His friend Robert informed. I drove right past my belongings as I pulled into the mobile home park, not even seeing it. His friend Robert stopped me and says, Jenny, I got something I got to tell you. I feel I'm the best one to show you. And he turned me around and showed me there's all your belongings. They're on the street. If I didn't notice Jimmy's lamp, I wouldn't have noticed anything. And right then I was dumbfounded.
And you stayed there with your stuff?
Robert, his friend, stayed with my stuff. He made sure that nobody messed with my belongings. He said he sat there all day making sure nobody stuffed.
Really?
Yeah, his friend Robert's a very nice guy.
I'm not Robert.
Oh, your friend
No,
Robert.
that's Eddie.
Oh, that's wonderful. So what kind of belongings do you say were damaged or taken?
Oh, the things that he didn't put out on the curb.
Like what?
My Ryobi drill, a hand cordless drill.
What else?
An umbrella, which is sentimental value.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the receipts, yes, the receipts that he failed to put back with my belongings. My pull-up bar, I know he still has in his backyard because I have driven by. I know that it's still there.
You what?
My pull-up bar. It's a workout bar.
Do you have a pull-up
It's a
bar?
parallel bar for doing pull-ups.
Pull-ups.
It's still there.
Do you want to give that to her?
Oh, yeah, she can pick it up anytime
You
she
have a
likes.
drill of hers?
No, my friend Robert, which I didn't know he was doing it, he felt for what he was doing, he wanted to be compensated. He did take the drill and the umbrella.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Virginia Harris says ex-roommate Paul Darensbourg kicked her out after an argument over a football bet. Paul says a drunken Virginia was acting crazy.
Did you bite him?
I might have.
May it cost you a drill?
That's why I figured, well, I won't get the drill back in working
You're
order
certainly
anyways.
not. And you have no proof that you paid
The
rent?
receipts. My witness here has seen my receipts.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
You know all the dates on the receipts, sir?
Oh, I don't know the dates, but I did see the receipts.
Well, of
I
course
do
she
know
kept
that they
receipts. She was
were
there for months.
Rent receipts.
2 months.
Yeah, she was there for months, but she has no receipts into November. You didn't remember any receipts from November?
No, I don't.
So we have no proof that you actually prepaid rent. How much was the security deposit?
$150.
Good. Now you want to tell me about your counterclaim? Your counterclaim says that she just threw stuff on your stereo.
Yes.
Did you have it fixed?
No, I haven't had it fixed.
Do you have pictures of it?
He had
Yes.
pictures of him and the lady over there on top of the stereo unit when the drink got spilled. And then when I heard that he says, I broke a stereo, well, why aren't the pictures wet?
You don't remember.
This is the pictures of stereo, and this is the wall and the door to the roof to the bathroom.
Well, to the bathroom.
Did you break the door to a wall in his bathroom as a result of an altercation that you were having with her?
No, ma'am, I never. And I don't believe she did either.
Well, you don't remember either. Step up here, please. Your last name is?
Crafton?
Did you see the plaintiff bite him?
No, I never.
Was she out of control?
She was a little wild, yes, I would say, but so were the rest of us.
Was she out of control?
I wouldn't say out of control, no. I would say she was feeling pretty good, yes, like the rest of us. But I'm sure she knew what she was doing.
She doesn't remember what she was doing. She just told me that.
Well, I know that I did not do anything purposely.
You may not have done anything purposely, but if you damage the property, you got to pay for it. Got to compensate him for it. You have a counterclaim. We say he gets nothing, except I have to figure out whether or not she gets anything back from her security deposit. So you're saying that there was damage to your stereo, but you have no receipts for it. Is that right?
No, I have no receipts for the purchase
And she
of the
damaged
stereo.
the door, which you didn't have fixed.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and you have no estimates for the
Yes,
door?
I have one estimate on
so
the
then
door.
I'd like to see the estimate.
But if I had money, Your Honor, to get the stereo fixed and to get this door fixed, I wouldn't be renting a room.
Listen, if you don't have an estimate, I'm not telling you to get it fixed. I can't tell how much it was going to be to have something fixed unless I have an estimate.
It's ruined. It was saturated. You can't
Well, I
spill
don't know
that much
that. Get
fluid
an
on it.
expert to come in and testify to that. $175. So that covers her security deposit. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. So the only thing I have to decide is whether or not you had a right to throw her out of the house unceremoniously. I believe that you did. I believe that she was acting in a totally bizarre manner, and that bizarre behavior may have been the result of liquor. But you didn't have to tolerate that in your home. She was a month-to-month tenant. You threw her out. Property went. She got all of her property back. You boxed it. The only thing you didn't get back was an umbrella and a drill, which Robert has. He doesn't have it. He has your pull-up bar, which you will see to it that is returned to you. You caused damage to the door, $175 worth, so you get no security back. However, the security was $150. The damage to the door is $175, so you're only down $25, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have any medical bills, any doctor's reports as a result of the bites
No, I
on
don't,
you?
Your Honor.
Okay, so you get $25. Don't get drunk. People look stupid when they get drunk, that's all.
Party's are excused. You may step out.
I'm just happy that she's out of the house.
Last pipe, what is that? You know, he had to make me look bad somehow.
I think everybody should be very careful on who you rent a room to.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Potts versus Lake. Step forward, please.
24-year-old student Jamie Potts and her husband Marvin Potts are suing her brother, 23-year-old Shay Lake, for a year of unpaid rent and for the cost of a van.
Mr. and Mrs. Potts, the defendant is your brother, is that right?
Yes, he is.
And your brother-in-law.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your complaint, your brother moved into your home. And there was an agreement that he'd pay $60 rent, which would cover his rent, his food, utilities, etc. He paid that for a while and then stopped.
Yeah.
You want him to pay for 26 weeks of rent that he owes. In addition, you sold him a van for $500. He was to make payments on that van until it was paid off. He took the van and made a couple of payments, but still didn't complete paying for it.
Correct.
When did your brother move in?
He moved in with us 8 months ago in April. He had a job, a full-time job, and he was paying us like he was supposed to. And then he was laid off, from what I understand, what he told me, he was laid off. And he just stopped paying us.
Where are you living now?
With her still.
What are you doing here?
Well, Your Honor, the reason that he's still living with us is because we had a house fire. And right now we're staying at a hotel, Holiday Inn Hotel. So we're not paying for rent right now. We're not paying for a mortgage.
As soon as we go back to the house, he's not allowed
He's
to go
not
back to
gonna
the
come
house.
back with us.
He's fine as far as we're supposed to be back in the house in 3 weeks.
You're living in the same motel?
No,
It's
we
two
have
rooms.
two different rooms.
It's 2 rooms. He's in
He
together.
shares a room with our children. We have 2 children, and there's 2 beds in each room, and they're together. And he shares a room with them, and we have the other room. And we didn't want to just, I mean, I don't want to just kick him out without, you know, without any place to go. He's my brother.
So what are you suing him for?
We've told him
Because-
that as soon as we back, he's not allowed back in the house.
I don't care whether he's allowed back in the house or not. If you're angry with... Well, let's get to the van. Let's forget about this. Did you take their van?
Yes, I did.
Do you drive their van?
Yes, I do.
In whose name is the van?
Mine.
So you had a title to you?
Yes.
Okay. And did you do a bill of sale for this van?
No, we didn't.
Why not?
Because he's my brother. I didn't think I'd have to. When you have family, you expect that your family is going to do what they say they're going to do. And the reason that he says he's not paying us for the van is because he gave me a car when he was 16. He had his license taken away, but he's lived with us.
He
so I
lived
don't.
with us after that for about 6 months, for rent-free. While he was having problems with his father.
defense to the van is what? Why didn't you finish paying for the van?
I never started actually paying for the van. When I was 16, I lost my license, so I gave
How old are you now?
I'm 23.
Go ahead.
And I gave my car to my sister, and she never paid me for it, so when she gave me the van, I figured that was payment for the car.
Well, Mr. Lake, was it ever discussed that you were going to pay $500 for the van?
Briefly, yeah, a little bit.
What do you mean briefly?
It was discussed a little bit, but not too much. I mean, she's my sister, so...
Just a second. Either she said to you, listen, you gave me a car 7 years ago, so I'm going to give you this old van. Or she said to you, I will sell you the van for $500. And you said, okay. And she gave you the van and signed the title over to you. Which one was it, Mr. Lake?
She did tell me that I have to pay her $500 for the van.
There you go. So you made up in your own mind that 7 years ago you gave her your car, so this was a fair swap.
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, you can't do that. I mean, that's ridiculous, right?
Not as far as I'm concerned, no.
Why not as far as you're concerned?
Well, I still gave it to her, no matter how long ago it was.
Oh, but it makes a big difference.
And it was worth more than the van that she gave
But it
me.
makes a big difference, Mr. Lake. The big difference is if you had said to her, no, I believe you should give me the van because of the car I gave you 7 years ago, and then she had a choice. And her choice was to say, no, I want to be paid for this. Oh, yes, you're right. You were nice to me once, now I'm going to be nice to you.
Well, then she might not have given it to me, so...
Right, so you tricked her.
Yes.
But he does this to me all the time. He's my little brother.
Look, Miss Potts, you don't get any rent from him. Let me explain something to you.
We have a contract written up.
I don't care whether you have a contract or not. If your brother stops paying you rent, and he stopped paying you rent 5 months ago, and you still let him stay in the house, that's your problem.
Okay, he's not
Do
staying
not
in the house.
visit that on courts.
He is not staying in the house.
No.
He was staying in the house until there was a fire.
But, Your Honor, there is more to it than that. You have to understand, after he got laid off from his job, he had surgery on his ankle because the doctor told him that that could be the reason it's bothering him. He was in an accident in '97, and he had pins removed from his ankle. So that was, that took a month. And then after that, he got a job, and he was fired from it. That's
why we didn't kick him out, because he was trying.
There was always something. We didn't just say, okay, you got to leave. This is not something. He's my brother.
Good.
He always had a reason why. There was always reasons.
He has been told that he has.
Don't bother me over the rent. You have a cause of action with regard to the car. What year car was this?
It was like an '87.
You have title to show me?
I didn't bring it with me, no.
He has everything.
Well, how do I know you even sold him this van?
He admitted to it.
I don't believe him necessarily.
You don't believe it?
He just told me he tricked you into giving him a van that I have no. You have the registration for that van?
Not on me, no.
You have your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Let me see your driver's license. Don't you usually keep registration with your driver's license, Bird?
No, Judge. I keep my registration in my car.
Oh, do you? Where's your van parked, sir?
In Michigan.
And is that where the registration is?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Is your van insured?
No, it's not.
So how can you be driving around in an uninsured vehicle, sir?
Very carefully.
Very carefully. I'm going to take care of this very, very easily. The court will prepare an order that within 5 days you will retitle the van to your sister, and that way she can register the van if she wants to, and she can insure the van. So the court will prepare that order. That gives you 5 days. Clear? The rest of your case is dismissed. That's all.
Can I add one more thing?
That's
The
it.
van is not
Parties are excused.